Irashaimase. We are
Cafe Étoile.
I'm Peachy.
I'm Strawberry.
I'm Six.
And for today's menu, we'll be serving up some redesigns, this time of your OCs. While we work, we'll be chatting about a very hot topic in the art community these days, AI.
Oh no.
We all know it well, unfortunately. And if you're an artist, like we are, I'm sure you feel just as passionately about it as we do.
Yeah, but before we get into that, we will be going over the characters that we picked a little bit, telling you guys what we liked about them and why we picked them and how we're gonna go about our redesigning of them. Because as much as we will probably be complaining about AI in this video, I think the main goal of this video for us is to, kind of spotlight artists and their creative endeavors and appreciate their creativity and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we've also been wanting to do this kind of video for a while, so...
Yeah, I think the rise of AI is all the more reason why we want to keep using our platform to focus on you guys and other fellow artists in the community. Shall we get into it?
Yeah. Let's all go over the characters that we've picked, because we got a lot of submissions. We asked on Twitter, we asked on Instagram, and we also asked in our Discord for people to submit their characters, because we wanted a wide range to choose from, and we definitely got that.
Yeah.
But also, because of that, it was so incredibly hard to pick. We narrowed it down to 3, and then from the 3 for each of us, we were struggling. But we all did pick the ones that we want to do. Who wants to share their character first that they picked?
I mean, I can go first. I picked, I think, who was it on Twitter? It was Miss Magi. I'm sorry if I'm not saying your name correctly. They also didn't post the name of their OC, but it's this really cute kind of Fruitiger Arrow old Windows themed character, which I thought is already really, really cute. But I feel like because of the aesthetic that they chose for her, like there's such a wide range of things that I could do with the design, which is why I picked her. I love her blue palette. And I love Fruitiger Arrow, so yeah, I just thought it would be super fun to get into that. I already made a whole Pinterest board inspired by it.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of things you could do with a theme like that. A lot of really cool OC designs.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The one I picked is by Crayola Took My Kids, one of our lovely Discord members. She submitted a character named Lumiona, which is a Winx OC.
Yeah.
Very peachy core, I think.
Yeah, that attracted me immediately, and I was like, ooh. So their OC is Fairy of Lullabies and Princess of the Dream Realm, and so she has a very cute pastel palette and very whimsical vibe, and I just feel like I feel like I could do this character pretty good justice, because that's just right up my alley,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked someone on Twitter's OC. They go by Galaxy, and they have this cute little reddish princess OC that I thought had a lot of potential, and I just thought she would be really fun to try and redesign.
Yeah.
When I say it was so hard to pick OCs, I truly mean it. We were sitting here for so long just being like, well, we could do this. Oh, well, we could do this.
Right.
It's just...
We all tried to pick a top 3, and then I still had runner-ups. And in the end, I ended up picking one of my runner-ups because I don't know. I just feel like a lot of them are already beautiful to me, and I'm like, I don't know how I could improve upon this. Yeah. And even then, it's not even improving on it necessarily. I think for me, it's more how would I translate this character into my style?
Yeah.
Because I feel like everyone is different. I like to make my characters' outfits very complicated.
Yeah, I think that is an important thing to note for this character redesign challenge that we're doing, that it's not we're trying to improve anyone's character or anything. It's literally just it's basically just drawing the character in our style, or taking the aspects of your characters and making them in our own way.
Yeah.
But there were
It's not a
definitely a
fix-it
lot of
video.
these that were so like they were just really freaking good, you know. So if you didn't get picked, it's probably because your character was already beautiful and perfect,
Yeah.
and we probably would have drawn them the same way.
Yeah.
We just make fan art instead.
But yeah, especially for my character, or like the character I chose, not my character, but I really liked that they were a Winx OC, but like the design of like their outfit and everything was more like the artist's own style, and so I thought it would be cool to do a redesign that was more like my style mixed with like a more like Winx design leaning style, you know, because you know, they're a Winx OC, so I feel like that would make sense to like kind of do a redesign that was like leaning more in that direction. I want to try and like bring out more of the like the dreamy theme, the kind of like, since they said the fairy of I think lullabies, I want to kind of like maybe put some kind of like music inspiration in there too, with mixed with like the dreamy vibes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think something like
That'd be
that.
so
And they also
pretty.
have a normal version, a Magic Winx design, and I think the next one up is Enchantix, it looks like. So I think I'm going to try to do maybe like a normal clothing version and then also an Enchantix design, just because I feel like that would be cute to kind of do both.
That'd be fun. Do you think you'll still keep the like lullaby theme in the civilian clothes?
I think I'd like to. I think I'd like to try and like give the like civilian clothes kind of like a more like whimsical kind of style, because at least like when it comes to like the Winx's like regular outfits, especially in like later seasons, I feel like they usually match their like corresponding like powers pretty well. So I don't know if I'll specifically make it like as heavy on the theme as the like fairy version will be, but I think I'll definitely lean more towards like the like pastel vibes.
Cute. I can't wait to see.
Yeah, I'm excited to do it because there's a lot of thoughts in my head right now, and that means good things.
Yeah, that's definitely what helped me pick mine too, because whenever we do these kinds of challenges, I tend to go with whichever one gives me an idea like right away, or whichever one gives me like, I don't know, like a flashback style vision of like this is what I can do.
Getting that so
like
Raven.
inspiration sparks in your brain.
Yeah, because otherwise I get stuck on it too long.
Yeah, that's how it goes for me too. I usually try and pick the ones that, you know, spark something, get the gears turning, you know.
The ones with where it's like very clear what their inspiration is from, or they have a very specific fashion sense, are I think the ones that are easiest for me to work with, because I'm like, okay, I see your vision for this character and I have my own vision for them too, if that makes sense. Like, because I see what you are doing with it, I have a better idea of how to interpret it into my style.
Yeah, because I feel like that's also where some of the inspiration comes from for me, like getting the inspiration from like the original like drawing of the character, you know. Like I feel like if they already have elements that are inspiring to me in some way, I feel like it makes it easier to recreate them in a different way.
Do you guys have favorite parts of the design that you picked, and like things that you want to keep in it in your redesign?
I like the like fluffy hair, the fluffy purple hair that she has. I definitely want to keep that. I think I'll change it up just a bit, but I think I like the whimsical hair. I think I'm gonna stick pretty closely to the color palette, because with some of them I was thinking about like adding colors or like maybe changing some colors around, but I think for this one I think I do really want to stick pretty closely to the color palette. I think maybe like some white might be really the only thing I might add in, because I feel like the color palette is really good on its own. And then she also has some like, there's like a lot of ruffles that I think I'd want to keep in, and like the little like clouds I want to put somewhere.
Yeah, those are really cute bits of her aesthetic. And I was already like definitely admiring the color palette they have going on, because it's so perfect and dreamy.
Absolutely.
What about you, Six?
I really like the crown headpiece thing that they have going on. I just think it's very elegant, and this character seems very elegant and like obviously like some kind of royalty. And I really like the neck piece that they have. I don't know exactly how I'm going to incorporate that into the new design, but I just think I'm a sucker for like little neck pieces.
Yeah.
Chokers, like the frilly ones that we have. Yeah, I like necklaces. I like accessories around the neck. I just think they're fun.
Anytime a design is missing anything,
Just put something around
slap
the
a
neck.
neck piece on there.
Yeah.
Dude, that is literally actually my philosophy. Like, I'm like, the neck looks empty. Put a choker on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like the centerpiece somehow.
That's also how I get dressed.
Literally. I'm like, my neck is empty. Well, that means I need a necklace.
But yeah, I think that's what I'll keep in the new design. Maybe some other things will sneak their way in there, but for the most part, those two.
I feel like for mine, I want to keep the bright color palette she has going on for sure. And I want to keep the Windows logo in there because I just feel like that's too important to leave out for this aesthetic in general. I really want to give her a cool headset. I can't decide yet if I want to give her like regular headphones or one of those mecha cyber looking
Ooh, that'd be
headsets
cool.
because I think that'd be cool. And I feel like I'll mostly keep her hairstyle the same. I like her bangs. Because I still want her to be recognizable as this person's OC.
I feel like if you did headphones, it would be cool if you did like maybe the like mecha cyber inspired ones, but like with more of like a older nostalgic kind of twist on it, you know?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's what Fruitiger Arrow is giving, you know? It's like futuristic nostalgia in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was also thinking about giving her like some puppy features maybe, like based on those dogs. What are they called?
The eye dogs.
Yeah, I think they're eye dogs.
I used to have one of
Those
those.
are just so special to me. And I feel like it'll be a little weird to draw, but definitely the like see-through technology aesthetic that a lot of old stuff has.
I was gonna say like the
Yes.
transparent console
blue
things. Yeah.
It's gonna be so fun because I've always loved this aesthetic, obviously because it's so nostalgic, but I've never made a design based off it before, so I'm super excited. I just don't want to overdo it.
Well, while we are planning and designing and executing and all of those things, the main topic of our discussion for today, as we mentioned before, is actually going to be AI art, because as artists in this community, it is quite literally the bane of our existence. I see something about AI art on a daily basis, and I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
I see something about AI in general even more than that. Probably like freaking 5 times a day.
Oh my god, yeah. It's just become inescapable.
Yeah, it's pretty inescapable. And so we just figured we'd talk about it a little bit, talk about our feelings about it, and also our feelings about like how other artists are handling it. Because I do kind of feel like as artists, I think we are adjusting to this new threat to our community, and I think we're all kind of doing it in the best way that we can, but I do think there are some ways that the community has gone about it that is actually hurting us a lot more than I think people are realizing. And I think that's also important to talk about too.
Yeah, because obviously, I don't think it's going to be going away, but I think that the way that we handle it from now on could be better, and I think we need to continue holding each other accountable when using it, because I also see, unfortunately, a lot of people like giving up or accepting it, or even incorporating it into their art process, thinking that they're making a statement on AI, but you're still using it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? So we kind of wanted to get into the nitty-gritty of that. I don't know if it's going to be controversial or not, but I also don't really care. Because, like, especially with some of the other things that we've talked about in our other kind of, what was that video? That, like, internet drama, art community drama video.
Oh yeah. The art community has a problem.
Yeah. Love that video.
I love that video too.
I'd rather like really get into it than pretend it's not happening, you know?
I think one of the main things that has become like a big problem as of late, as the programs advance way more, is that it is like so much harder to recognize AI. It kind of feels like now you can't just like look at things anymore with a passing glance like you used to be able to on social media. Like if you're not like really paying attention and like stopping and really analyzing every single picture that you look at, there's like some kind of like pretty high percentage that you could have just like, you know, pressed a like on an AI piece. And I think that's one of the big things that make it really scary, because like people also don't disclose it a lot of the time. I think a lot of AI artists like the idea that you can't tell, and so they don't tell you. And so it's kind of just up to you as like the poor victim in the situation to like discern if you're being deceived or not.
Yeah.
And I think that makes it really scary. And I think what makes it even worse is that there are artists who are like shaming other people for not being able to tell when it's not obvious anymore.
Yeah, it's getting way harder to spot like certain things that really give it away that it is AI. Like,
because it used to be the hands, but like I feel like the hands are just not like a thing anymore. Like there used to be like really clear signs, and now I feel like we've almost like given them the cheat code to be able to like, you know, it's like a double-edged sword. It's like, okay, well, how do you spot AI? And then people list off the whole things, and I feel like those people take all of those things that we use to like differentiate the AI and will train the AI harder to be able to be deceptive about those things. So like hands are just out the window. If it has good hands, that doesn't mean it's not AI anymore.
Yeah. It feels like the equivalent of like making like what is that? A card with like a list of all of the things that upset you, and now people just have a cheat code to upset you. It's like now everyone knows what to do to make sure that their art is less recognizable. There's still some, it's not always perfect with hands. Sometimes they'll have an extra finger, or something will be a little off, or sometimes things blur into each other a little weird. But with the more stylized ones, I noticed that it's not that simple anymore. So, sure, it's like frustrating to see these things slipping under the radar, but I don't think we can really fault people as much anymore for not realizing when even I have been fooled before.
Yeah.
It like unfortunately with it, the nature of AI is that it's always learning and it's always improving. So it's not always going to be this standout like super ugly thing. I hate it. I hate that that's the case, but that's the unfortunate truth. And people are trying to fool people on purpose because they know it'll get them clicks. I wish I had some better advice for spotting it, but I honestly don't. For me, I rely a lot on the unnatural smoothness of
same
certain
for me.
ones.
And it just like feels like too like glossy, if that's the word.
I know what you mean. It's super evident on like realistic pieces with people in them, because it just looks like somebody face-tuned the hell out of these people.
Yeah, I think it definitely is more clear, and like the more realistic it looks, the more obvious I feel like it is still. But yeah, like with like the stylized stuff, I feel like it's harder to tell because, you know, the thing is just trained off of like one person's style, so all it has to do is just like adjust things. But the hands can be good, the hair can be totally fine. Like I saw this one piece that people were saying was AI. I forget what it was specifically, but I just specifically remember seeing it and being like, how? Like, how is that possible? Like, I just could not spot. It was really, really hard to spot, like, any kind of, like, you know, AI looking thing, you know? Because, like, at some point it's like, okay, what is, like, genuinely AI and what is, like, maybe, like, a little mistake of the artist?
Right.
Yeah, that's the other thing, too. A lot of artists are getting falsely accused or are being forced to prove that their art is real art.
Yeah.
Which is also really scary.
Which is also another part of the, like struggle of this, is that, like, people who are not AI artists are being accused of being AI artists or using AI because people just, like, don't know how to, like, discern anymore. So, like, if your art just as a style on its own is too smooth, it's like, oh, this is AI. Or if you're just like a little too good at like drawing something, it's AI. But it's like at the same time, it's like, okay, make sure you look out for AI, but also like not everything is AI. So it's like this impossible like balancing act that we're expected to like do, and it's just crazy. It's really difficult. But yeah, it especially irks me when people are so like not really nice about it, because I specifically remember I saw this like pretty like it had some good numbers on it, this tweet of someone being like, come on guys, we should be better than this, and blah blah blah. You know, they were just like the vibes were very like shameful, like, you know, like, you know, if you can't spot it, you should know better, you know. And I had actually quote retweeted it, and I was like, you know, I don't think this is the way that we're gonna figure this out. Like, you sitting here and shaming people for not knowing when like the specific thing that they were talking about was like really hard to tell in the first place too. And I'm like, just because you're really good at it, I don't think I feel like it's pretty clear to see, even if you're good at spotting the AI, that like this is not easy. And I think that just creates a bigger divide between us as a community when you're like shaming people for not being able to spot something that's getting really hard to spot. And you know, they like did not respond to me directly and just kind of subtweeted me and was like angry, but I'm like, I'm sorry, that's just how it is. Like, if you shouldn't be nasty to people about it, because this is genuinely like, I feel like in a time where like our community is literally being like threatened, I feel like it is like more important than ever to like try and fight back against it, and also like help each other.
Yeah, instead of shaming people, you should be informing them nicely. Like,
yeah,
right, because I'm like, the tweet could have easily just have been like, hey guys, this might be hard to recognize as AI, but I can see it, here's what it is, make sure you look out for it. And, you know, and it could have just been that, instead of being like, come on guys, we should know better. Like, that's just so like weird.
All it does is cause drama and kind of tear apart the community more.
Yeah.
And it makes people ashamed, like embarrassed, and now very overly cautious, which I think has caused people demanding proof, demanding speed paints.
Yeah,
which,
exactly.
like, not every artist really, you know, has every part of their process saved.
Yeah.
So
especially not a speed paint, bro. I'm lucky if I remember to press the speed paint button on clip.
Yeah.
Right, literally.
I'm like, if I get accused of AI, I'm screwed if the speed paint is the evidence you need.
And it takes up a whole bunch of storage. Like, it's not realistic to have a speed paint of every single piece that you have, because that's just a lot for your computer in general.
Right. And it's just like, on top of everything else, it's just one more thing to do. Posting my art is hard enough these days. Like, I don't want to have to put up with this.
Right.
Yeah.
Either believe me or stop interacting with me. I'm sorry.
I can show you my layers. I have a million layers.
Yeah.
But even that isn't consistent, because a lot of people paint on one layer.
That's true.
It's so difficult to like keep a consistent.
And the thing is too, the speed paints aren't even reliable either, because like, especially if you're on like Procreate, like Procreate will just like hide.
Yeah, you can hide
you.
a layer in the speed paint, which is crazy.
And so it's like, okay, well, you did the speed paint, but like, that's not enough anymore, because like you could have just as easily like been drawing on top of an AI generated image that you had hidden, you know.
Exactly. And like, so artists, like seasoned artists will be able to tell by your process that it's a little weird, but maybe they'd still like question, is it really AI or is it really actual art? Because sometimes people just have strange processes.
Yeah.
So it's just causing this crazy, like, mass panic for people who are trying to spot it, people who are trying to prove it, and everything is just getting buried. And like, what I want is I want us to be more united about it.
Yeah.
Instead of being mean like that one person was. Because I mean, even just think about young artists online who are pretty inexperienced and don't really know yet.
Right.
What are they supposed to do?
Exactly. Like, I don't think your comment about their hand having 7 fingers on accident is gonna help, you know? It might make them more insecure.
Yeah. Because I feel like as much as we all hate it, I feel like not having grace with each other when like you're not certain is just gonna create more tension and more, you know, problems and infighting in the community when there doesn't have to be. That's just gonna make it worse for all of us, because I feel like the goal of these, what I have recently discovered is a great name, fartists. Fake artists.
I love that name.
These fartists, it's probably perfect for them that we are like, you know, infighting about this, because they're just sitting here chilling with their like fake art. And we're like, oh, well, is this piece that isn't AI art? You have to prove it. You have to prove it to us now. And it's like, okay. Well, if you're still unsure, then how about we go after the people who are very clearly, obviously doing it?
Right.
And then we work from there, and we work together and nicely.
So I feel like there's that side of things, and then there's also the really strange side of the community that is, I guess, embracing it, or like trying to use it to prove that they can one-up it, or like...
Yeah, it's like it's like a side of the community that is like trying way too hard to get back at AI, that they're kind of like doing the reverse effects.
Yeah.
And listen, here's where it really might get controversial, because there were a lot of people who were joining in on this trend, but this happened a few times. I haven't really seen it much anymore, so I'm hoping that means that people kind of like gained some sense, respectfully. But there was this trend of someone would spot artwork that was obviously AI, and then it would be like it would turn into like a new art trend where people would like essentially draw fan art and like they would just do like a draw this in your style of like an AI piece. And like the thought process behind it was like, oh, I can do this, but like I can do it as a human and I can do it better than you. And that was kind of like the like incentive and like thought process there. But I feel like, and not just me, I feel like I can speak for all of us in this group right now when I say that is, your heart is there, but I feel like that's counterproductive, you know?
It's not the slay you think it is.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the reason why that AI art was created was because it was using somebody else's art already, or multiple people's art already, to create this like homunculus of a result that is like a combination of like all these different artists' stolen work, you know? And then like essentially, if you like break down this trend to the bare bones, you're just drawing fan art for it, you know, like you're not stopping the AI from doing this, you know, you're giving it attention by like quote retweeting it and like giving the attention back to it. So like you're not stopping it, you're not hurting its feelings, you're not giving credit back to the artist that it stole from, you know, like it's just you're just drawing fan art of AI at the end of the day. That's what it is. You're not taking anything back. You can't hurt a robot's feelings.
Right. The thing that really bothered me about this,
finding the artist that it stole from,
was that people would quote retweet it, right, like you said, and then the caption would be like, support human artists, and I'm like, you're still giving it attention, and like you're giving it eyes to people who haven't seen it yet. It's so crazy,
because like
the thought process behind that, like
from what I feel like has been like a thing in the art community since like forever, when you redraw something, that means you're showing appreciation to it. Like never have I seen people redraw an art piece in like retaliation. Like I've never seen that before, where like people are like, oh, I hate you, I'm gonna draw this thing for you that you made. Like what? That doesn't make sense.
I hate you, so here's fan art of your OC. Like that's so, I'm sorry, that's really stupid though. Like I know that the goal is in some weird way to reclaim it, but you're not doing that. What it feels like is you are all getting successfully rage baited, and the person that used AI to make this is getting exactly what they wanted. That's what it feels like to me. Because now they have this AI image, and now they have all of the pictures that you guys, real artists, made for them.
Yes.
And are they supposed to be upset? No, because you just made this concept that they didn't have the skills or the brains to draw. Okay.
Yeah.
And you are realizing it with your own art skills. So they are not really losing anything.
Yeah.
They're being served on a platter. It just like it makes me so angry because they did the original poster did the most low effort, lazy, idiotic thing ever, and then was rewarded for it. And I tried to be open-minded about it at first because it was so divisive, and I could see what people were saying, but like at the end of the day, it is still stolen art that is now being double stolen. Like the whole point, the whole reason why AI art, well, not the whole reason, right? But one of the big reasons that everyone was against AI art when it first started popping up is because the computer cannot make this out of nothing. It is literally pulling from all sides of the internet without these artists' permission, and that's why it's wrong. You're not stealing somebody else's original concept. Like, this existed somewhere and was stolen, and now it's being double stolen.
Yeah.
But I don't think that that's something that was necessarily clicking to people, which is why a lot of people didn't see a problem with it.
Yeah.
No matter what you try to say to these fartists, is in reality, they don't give a shit. They don't feel bad about what they're doing. There's been very, very rare cases in which you tell someone that what they're doing is wrong by using AI and they go, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know." But most of the time, they do know and they don't care, and what you are saying to them is not really going to change their ways. So what I wanted to say about all of this is, instead of quote retweeting, instead of redrawing, instead of doing all that, I feel like we just really need to stop engaging with it. And that goes for a lot of issues online in general, is like something bad will happen or someone will do something wrong, and then they get the attention that they were seeking. So they kind of won.
Yeah.
So I just think that when we spot AI artists, maybe don't stop interacting with their account.
Yeah,
'Cause
I feel
don't
like the best way to do it is to not like give them any kind of platform.
Exactly.
You know, because like it's all of it is rage bait. I feel like it's all just like a rage bait, and like people who like want to join a community the cheap way. And I feel like if we sit there and give them attention and draw them fan art, I feel like that's not really keeping them out, and I feel like that's not like showing them, you know, because like if these people really cared about respecting the art community, they wouldn't have made the AI art in the first place, you know.
Yeah, they would have picked up a pencil.
So I feel like, you know, I feel like the heart is there. I feel like the heart and soul of the community is there, and as a community we can only try what we can, because truly there is no right answer. But I feel like at the same time we shouldn't just hop on trends blindly and like you know, involve ourselves in things that at the end of the day might really be benefiting the thing that we are trying to prevent. Because also, like, you draw fan art for this AI person, guess what? They see all those quote retweets, guess where they're putting your art? Because you just gave it to them. Surprise, it's going in the freaking computer. It's going in the machine. Like, you think you're safe by quote retweeting the person who steals art?
Yeah.
You just gave them.
I'm not gonna stop there.
You just gave them access to your whole account by quote retweeting them.
Yeah.
They're gonna take your shit and put it in too. You're not safe.
It's not a swipe or no swiping situation where he just goes, "Aw, man, never mind."
Right, like, bro's like, "Oh, yummy, I just got lots of food. Time to
Two
dig
cakes.
in." 2 cakes. Like, y'all just gave that freaking AI artist like food for days.
Yeah, and I also want to say that I feel like we all sound very angry, because we are. But I also just wanted to clarify that my anger is directed at the people who are using AI to begin with, and just like my frustration with all of that, because I know that it's all happening very quickly, so it's hard to figure out what to do about it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So if you have fumbled once or twice, or if you are guilty of like redrawing one of these things, like, you're not a bad person.
Yeah. Like,
No, because again, like
you
I
were
said,
doing
I think
it in
it's
good
just
faith. So it's
yeah.
not like
I think
Yeah.
there's no right way to go about it, and I think this is literally a learning process of us trying to figure out the right way to go about it,
exactly.
and figuring out what might be the wrong way to go about it. And even if like at some point there was like a big consensus that, you know, this was something that was the right way to go about it, we can just as easily be like, you know what, that was harming us and we should do something else. It's very easy to be misguided about these things because of how, like, I feel like high strung everyone is, you know? Because also people who are like mentioning artists who are very much not AI artists and being like, oh, your stuff is AI, show us your speed paint, you know. I'm sure in their hearts they are just as much trying to be protective of their community as anyone else is, but it's just, at the end of the day, it's just, sometimes we just lose the focus a little bit and we get a little misguided. And I think it's just important to look more deeply into how we're handling these situations, view it with a little bit more care, and just try to, you know, not cause more harm to our already crumbling community as we know it.
Yeah.
Because we're all like running around with a bunch of chickens with our heads cut off, trying to figure out how to deal with this.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like, on a more positive note, I feel like a good thing to do is to just keep drawing, really. Because when it first started getting really bad, I saw a lot of artists like giving up or like deleting their accounts. You know, people saying, I'm done drawing, this is gonna take over, what's the point? And it is very discouraging. Like, I don't necessarily blame people for giving into that, but I also feel like spite is a great motivator. And I feel like it's all the more reason to keep drawing and keep making things and keep proving why real artists are superior. Because they just are. Try your best to let it motivate you to keep making what you want to make, because at the end of the day, you work harder, you're more creative, you will always be better than a fartist.
Yeah.
No matter how polished the AI piece might look, all they had to do was put in some words, like type in some words to a little bot, and it was made for them. You've been going through it, trying to make art and get better at it.
Yeah, this is
what I
your
mean?
life's work.
So-
Like, you put your whole heart, body, and soul into this. So it's not like it's soulless, like AI image generations are.
They want to be you so bad.
They want to be used
They
so
just don't
bad.
want to put in the work.
Yeah.
And the thing is too, like, a lot of people join the art community because they love doing art. And if everybody is leaving because they're scared of this like new threat, then like where are all of the like real people going to be? If everybody, you know, starts leaving, you know, like, I feel like it's more important than ever to like
artists.
Yeah, it's just making space for more people to come in who like disrespect the community and disrespect and like change the way that like the art community like functions as a whole, you know? So like I feel like more than ever it is important that like, you know, we stick through it and grin and bear it, because if you leave, that just makes another spot open for somebody who is stealing from someone else and is worsening this community. And it's not like, you know, you should force yourself to draw or anything if you really don't want to, but it's also like, you know, don't give up because things look bleak, because if all of us give up, then like there will literally be nothing left. And that I'm assuming even the people who feel unmotivated did not join this community with the thought that like they want everything to crash and burn at some point. You know, you join this community because you love it. So I think it's better to stick around because you love it.
I agree.
If you give up, you're gonna let the robots win. Don't let the robots win.
Yes, because that's exactly what they want, is for you to feel so discouraged that they have the room to keep doing this and like take advantage of that opportunity. So Just keep drawing, dude. It's hard to say what will happen with AI, but it's gonna stick around until people figure out a way to regulate it properly, so we just have to figure out a way to keep going in spite of it, I think. And stop feeding the beast.
Yeah, stop feeding the beast. I would like to take a moment to shout out Nightshade and, is it Glaze? Yeah, Glaze.
Oh, right, yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
if you were afraid to put your art out there, you can use Glaze and Nightshade to... How I understand it is that you kind of like poison your art for the machine. So I don't even think it can like open the image that you drew, and if it can, it just like cannot recreate any of the like specific lines and like details that you can do, because you have that glaze over it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's basically just extra security for your art, you know, because like it's totally valid to be cautious of putting your art out there considering this threat. But people are very quickly and efficiently making ways around it. I think that's just another reason not to give up, you know, because...
Yeah, because a lot of people from the community,
The AI is
they
learning,
understand...
but so are we.
Yeah. But they understand that, like, we need something to protect ourselves. And people are coming up with new ways to, like, innovate on that.
I've also heard apparently just putting, like, a regular, like, grain over your art can also help, because... I've heard doing Nightshade or Glaze like can take a while to just like run your art through it.
I think it depends on your device, but usually for me it takes like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think Cyrus has tried it before and he said it took like a really long time. So I guess it just depends on different factors. I mean, yeah, there's just like there's you know, it's not a losing battle, you know. Obviously if something is threatening our community and all that stuff, people are going to be figuring out ways to fight against it all the time.
We do have some weapons to fight back.
Yeah, so don't quote me on that because I'm not entirely sure how effective it is to like put grain on it. But I've heard that if you put like a regular like it is grain, right? I think that would just be the word, like just like a grain like kind of filter on it.
I think
because I have heard of that too. Like if putting certain textures, a lot of people, you can even find them on Twitter. People will post anti-AI textures that you can put on a low opacity over your art, which is kind of something that I'd been doing for a while unknowingly anyway, because I just like when my art has a little bit of grain. So you could put it like on a multiply layer or on a soft light layer over your piece, and it kind of shields it from AI being able to... I don't fully understand how it works, but it puts some kind of protective coating over it. So I'd highly recommend doing some research on it if you're somebody who wants to post your work online without worrying about it being put into some kind of AI database.
Yeah, because I think what's important to remember that is as the AI advances, it's also just as likely that we as artists will advance as well, because, you know, I don't think anyone wants to just lay down and die as their work gets stolen, so...
Yeah.
And of course, if you are an artist who is watching and you have any, like, helpful tips about how to, you know, combat against AI, whether it be using a program or just, like, you know, interaction-based things, definitely leave them in the comments, because I feel like we're all kind of trying to figure this out together, and I'm sure there's things out there that people are doing that are effective that maybe not everybody knows about, so just sharing that information is definitely very super important.
Yeah.
I think that one singular good thing that came out of this kind of situation is that I now look at art for longer, because not to try and find mistakes or anything, but like I like really look at the detail and like appreciate what's going on in the piece and what kind of techniques really an artist puts into their piece.
Yeah, me too. I feel like I've also been like embracing the imperfections in my art more, because something about me, if you know me or like know me as an artist, you know that I'm insane about line art. And like down to the pixel, I am such a perfectionist, but now I look at those things in my art like the imperfections, I mean, as evidence that a human being made this, and there's nothing wrong with that, and it makes me appreciate it more and feel less. I feel less pressure to make it super extremely polished.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something important to remember, you know, because I also feel like artists just in general are really hard on themselves. I think an important thing to remember is that a lot of, even in our journey of constant improvement, a lot of the things that we do that we feel like are like mistakes are the exact reason why it's important to appreciate that the art that we make is made by us as humans and not a soulless machine.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something probably everybody can think about if they feel discouraged regarding AI or just like their art in general. At least you're a human being making it.
Yeah.
And at least the improvement you make is natural and it's real and it's not artificial.
Yeah, like you worked hard for that. If you think that sketch that you made was all messed up, it has way more soul and passion in it than whatever the fartist came up with.
Speaking of continuing to draw and being a real artist, I wanted to say thank you again to all the artists that follow us, all the artists in our server, and everyone that submitted a character for us to draw today. It was really fun admiring everybody's OCs and getting the opportunity to do this. Like, we couldn't do it without you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was really cool seeing everybody's OCs, and you know, even though we were only able to pick one, it definitely was just cool, like looking at them and being like, what could I do with this, you know, and like trying to get the ideas flowing and seeing how we could do justice to your characters.
Yeah. Anyone who sent anything, you inspired us in some way, even if you didn't make it for the video.
And I mean, at least for like my design, I don't know if you guys want to do this, but if you were one of the people who got a redesign today, take it, it's yours. feel free to use it, because I certainly, it's not my character, I have nothing to do with it, so it is free for you to use.
Yeah
Maybe even build upon it, use it as a jumping off point.
Yeah, even if you don't use it, I'm just happy to have been a part of it.
Yeah.
And thank you for trusting us with them.
And here are the final designs. Thanks again to everyone who submitted something, and thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and comment about what you thought of the video. Make sure to check out the links to Cafe Etoile and everyone's socials in the description below. And feel free to join our Discord while you're at it. Thanks again and come back soon. Bye!
Bye!